Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mel Herbert here. We are about to do a product overview. These are the short segments where we show you some of the devices that are available for your practice. We do this just for information purposes only, as a place where you can get some information about all the different products that are out there. We in no way endorse any of these products. We get no cash from these manufacturers. It is simply information transfer for you. All right, so take it as you will, enjoy it. If you really want to know about these products, have a rep come and show you, and then play with them yourselves. All right, talk to you soon. Bye for now. Call it done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm here with John Floyd. This is John.
Hello.
Did I pronounce that right?
That is correct.
Excellent. All right, we've got to do an unboxing here. So John contacted me and said he's got a nice box. And I really should look at it. So here it is. Open this box up. What is in there? There's something magic. We're not even going to tell you what it is. It's so exciting.
So this is a fairly new technology to the emergency department. It's called the iCare Tonometer.
So it's a tonometer, so it's for eyeball pressures. I learned that in medical school.
That is
I got
correct.
skills.
It does not use an anesthetic, and it does not use an air puff.
And it does not work. Here's the most important thing. It comes in a James Bond-like tiny case that makes you look huge when you carry it around.
It does.
All right, so this is what comes in the cute little box that makes you look like a large James Bondian person. There's no batteries in this, but keep going.
Sure, absolutely.
We're fascinated.
It runs on 4 AA batteries, so there's no special proprietary batteries that are required for this.
Yeah. You can check your eyeball pressure and take out Klingons, yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Wow, this is fascinating.
So it uses these small sterile probes that simply drop in via gravity. And when we put the batteries in just a moment, this probe will actually be what ejects from the device, bouncing momentarily and very lightly off the cornea.
I'll see about that.
to measure pressure.
All right, so there's the little probey thing, and that's the thing that after the batteries are in there are going to pop out and smack on your eyeball. All right? Not my eyeball. Dad's eyeball.
I'm more than happy to be the patient.
I'm more than happy to let you.
All right.
All right. So the batteries are in.
Batteries are loaded.
Yep.
So all we have to do is press the measurement button, the large button on the back, and then the screen will tell you to load by flashing the word load.
It says load. I can attest to that. It says load.
Certainly. We take this probe, simply
drop
it in.
Okay.
Then we're going to magnetize the probe by touching the larger button again.
Okay.
And you can actually see that it's now vibrated and it's magnetized.
Look at that little cute thing.
Now, the trick to this is all you have to do is keep the probe fairly parallel to the floor.
Yep.
And approximately 8 millimeters from the surface of the cornea. How do I determine 8 millimeters spatially? This gray collar from this point to this point is 8 millimeters, so approximately the same distance. It's got a very nice long working distance, so you don't have to be right on top of the patient.
Mm-hmm.
So the pressure in my right eye runs typically between 9 and 11, depending on the time of day, and the stress of the 101 out there maybe raised it a little bit. But as you can see here on the back, it says 00.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to line it up with the center of my eye and take 6 quick readings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my pressure is 11. It's just that quick.
That
to
is
show
cool.
repeatability, what is line up with the center of the eye once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I actually got a 13 that time. The pressure's getting to me.
That's pretty cool. And you've done this obviously to yourself 100 times.
I've done this to myself literally thousands of times. And I've actually done this test at national trade shows such as ACEP.
Right.
In the booth to myself, literally 100 measurements. So it would be 600 times it's bounced off my cornea. And at large ophthalmology meetings, I immediately have stepped from there into another booth and had my eye photographed by high-definition imaging equipment, and there's 0 impact on the cornea.
Who wants their eye pressure tested? Dan? Come on.
It is.
Come on over.
It is extremely useful in pediatrics. We have many pediatric facilities.
Oh.
Pediatrics is kind of where I come in.
That's right. So the number one response from little girls is it feels like a butterfly.
You just called him a little girl.
No, I'm just shaming him into. Again, we'll get you a sterile probe because you don't know where mine has been. We're going to magnetize it. So what we tell the patient to do is we give them a point of something to point at or focus on the window or, excuse me, on the wall over here. So, and then what we tell the patient is we're going to bring the device close to your eye and you may feel a tickle on your eyelash. And that's about all they will feel. So just look straight ahead, and I'm going to do your left eye so we can see it on the camera here. Okay, still a little bit. I'm going to have you drop your chin just a little bit. There we go. Open wide. Super. His pressure is 18.
Oh my God, you need a doctor. Did it hurt?
No. No, it did not hurt.
Did you feel
All right,
anything
then
at all?
I'm going to do it to you.
Barely. Why did you do it to you?
Oh, well, I'm not stupid. You take those off. All right, so how do we load? Do we need to load another one every time?
No, because as long as you're on the
Okay,
same
yeah.
patient, it's fine. So just press the button to clear it out.
Right.
Now, what I'd like to do first is not to use your thumb because now you're coming at him with your fist. So if you'll use this index finger, he's probably used to that, but
Yes, he is.
A little bit.
so using your index finger, it's a little more slim.
And so I'm just going to press this again.
Yep, you're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You have to do it 6 times?
Every time it gets a reading, but in order to get an average, you have to do it
Okay.
6 times. But when you get really good at it, if I do my pressure one time, it's going to come out somewhere between 10 and 12.
All right, so
So-
then you line it up on his head
Put it
here.
on the forehead.
Yes.
You got it.
Okay, I'm lining up on his forehead here, and I'm a little bit out, about that far.
Yep, no closer than that. And just press the button. Look straight ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. Oh, we actually cleared it. You got a pressure of 14. We can scroll back to old. You got a 14, and I got an 18. I was
It's pretty good.
yeah, it's actually
My first time.
that's a significant variance between the two. But yeah, it is your first time, so
Excellent. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Dan's crying right now. It hurts so bad. Wow. Now, is this FDA approved?
it is. It's been FDA cleared since late 2007.
Mm-hmm.
We have about 35,000 units in use around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And in the U.S., we have about 3,000 to 3,200 clinics that are using them. Obviously, mostly in optometry and ophthalmology, but the emergency department is growing extremely quickly for us.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks, John. That's the iCare. How much does it cost?
Yes, the cost of the unit, it comes, as we saw when we unboxed it, it comes with everything you need, including the batteries. Straight out of the box, it runs $3,990. Which is very comparable to our number one competitor that most of the facilities out there are probably
Which is
currently using.
Tonopen.
The Tonopen Avia is their the newest version of the Tonopen, and it's running about $3,750 to $3,800. So we're right there.
And how much for each of these new sterile little jobbies?
Yes, each one of the sterile probes, they come in a box of 100, and each box runs $82. So they're 82 cents a piece.
82 cents each. That's pretty cool.
Yes. The other thing that's nice about this, it's actually something that you all will encounter more than most optometric practices, is if you have a globe rupture. Obviously, you can't applanate. You can't do it with a NCT or any other tonometer. You can with this
You
device
can with this.
because it
That's
does not
huge
applanate.
selling point.
Tom's question. So if you have a trauma patient and you're worried about low pressure, you can still use that. It's not going to be like a Tonopen where you're jamming in your
That's correct. It is not applanation, so it does not require. It is not. That is not an issue.
That's a huge advantage, actually. Is that the Tonopens and small devices in large county hospitals go for a walk.
Sure.
And at $3,800 a pop, you don't want it to walk.
Absolutely. You can certainly, if there is a GPS or a security tag, such as you see at malls, you could certainly lock this on. This is just I call it the Wii strap. Just simply protects the device, gives it one more
Or
layer
you could
of
attach
protection.
it with a piece of steel to a gurney, so you'd have to take the whole gurney with you.
That's great. One of the other things I have suggested to some of the other facilities that mentioned the same thing is simply printing a label that says GPS enabled and putting it on the device. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's GPS enabled, but criminals aren't the smartest people.
And look, we should say up front, we have no association with iCare. We get no cash. This is just to show you how this device works. I've used the Tonopen a lot, and I've used other devices like that, and this one is incredibly simple to use. So I like it. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not saying, But I think you should have them come and show it to you so you can play with it. It's a new and interesting way, at least to me, of checking people's eye pressures.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thanks, John.
Hey, appreciate it.
Good job.
Thanks.